challenge yourself to actually be the best that you can be, that your true character comes out when you're in situations like this, so that you can do what you need to do to be able to play with consistency all the time. Everything that you do and you approach everything that you do with the same sort of passion, the same sort of enthusiasm, and the same sort of mental intensity, so that we can improve as a team and we can play with consistency as a team. And I thought our players have really done a pretty good job of that, so far this week. So, Vanderbilt is a much more challenging opponent than people might think. They're 3-1, and they've got one of the best turnover margins in the country, and play really well on defense, and they've done a good job of scoring points on offense with the players that they have and the things that they do. And it's going to be very challenging for us in this game, and obviously want to do well because it's homecoming, and we're going to be back at home, and want to try to continue to create a tradition of Alabama being a hard place to play and people not wanting to play here. But that's going to be all about how the players play, and I think the players need to understand that. But I think our fans can make it difficult for them. They do a lot of Nike checks, do a lot of things at the line. They try to change plays, no huddle type stuff, a little bit like Arkansas tried to do. And I think the more noise we make, the more difficult it is for them to do that.
Questions? See you got one.
Just on the injury front, nothing new. C.J. Mosley is back to practicing. I don't know if he'll play in this game or not, but he's back to practicing, and still no contact, but can move around and do things. Eddie Lacy probably decide what he can do tomorrow and then see where he's at from there.
One more, Coach. Could you update us on Chris Jordan's status?
Chris Jordan has some kind of a back problem that has been pretty chronic for him, and we're doing some further testing actually even today. He feels better, and he goes out and does a few things and starts bothering him again, so then he's down again. So we're trying to see if this is something we can manage or something that he will not be able to manage as a player.
Coach, you've got some pretty solid play out of your quarterback this year, but how do you expect him to perform against Vanderbilt's secondary this Sunday?
Well, I expect him to do what we want him to do to execute our offense, manage our team, take what the defense gives them, and I really don't have really expectations. What we focus on is the technical process of what a guy needs to do to be able to execute, and that's what we're focusing on. So we have all the respect in the world for Vanderbilt and what they've done on defense, and they have a lot of interceptions, and their team has done a really good job of ball hawking, and one of the reasons they're having success is they have a very positive turnover ratio as a team, and their secondary has made a lot of plays for them.
Just wonder about Josh Chapman, how he's handling the success of having his face on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And you've seen too many nose guards out there on that side before.
Yeah, I was wondering kind of how that happened myself. Let me just say this. He's probably happy that he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, but he's also being harassed a little bit about that circumstance as well. Not just by the other players, but also by certain coaches.
Sure.
Coach, you mentioned AJ managing the game. We hear a lot now about quarterbacks as game managers. Sometimes it seems like it's almost a negative connotation, whereas I think it's something that's pretty important to use. Would you just comment on that? Quarterback as game manager, where that rates in this job?
Well, that doesn't rate him anywhere. I think the first thing a quarterback has to do is manage the game. That means you get the right signal, you call the right play in the huddle, you call the right check at the line, you get your team in the right play, you make the right points, you throw the ball the right place, and you execute the offense. I mean, that's what managing the game is to me, and that's very, very positive. Being talented and not managing the game and calling the wrong play and total disarray, lots of penalties, lots of turnovers, lots of interceptions. How does that rate you? You know, we haven't had that. Do we need to do a little bit better job as a team when it comes to throwing the ball? I think so, but I don't think that's about the quarterback. I think it's about everybody involved in the passing game, from the protection to the route runners, paying attention to detail and doing things the right way, having the protection, deliver the ball on time, and make more plays down the field. And when we have the opportunity to do them, we need to hit them. So there is no negative connotation in my mind when I say a guy's doing a good job of managing the game. That's a very positive thing to me, because I played with some quarterbacks that could manage the game, and that's very, very frustrating. But what it means to me is that you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, so the players around you have to have a chance to execute and have success. And I think we've gotten better at that each week.
In the back.
Coach, what's it like to practice like Eddie Conyers?
Well, you know, I think Eddie's really. You should ask the offensive coaches about that. You know, he's a double agent. He never calls any penalties on the offense. He always calls them on the defense. He never comes on the defensive field. So unless we go against each other, I don't even get to see him. I mean, he is a true, what I would call, double agent for the offense. So when he's out there, they got 12 guys on the field, and that's what you got to deal with. So, but I think everyone likes Eddie. He's certainly done a great job for us for a long time, and I think the job that he does, all kidding aside, in practice, and having officials at practice that do a good job for us, probably contribute to the fact that we don't get a whole lot of penalties, because it's always emphasized. You know, just like a game, it's not some coach saying you were offsides, it's an official out there saying you were offsides, you lined up offsides, that's a penalty. And I think it has a greater effect, and those consequences probably help us develop.